Good evening, everyone. I think we can all agree that despite politicians' best efforts, our country remains largely unimproved. In fact, I'm sure I can safely say that most of everyone listening to me doesn't care to hear the same old political rhetoric. I'm also confident that you have all heard more than enough politicians promise to make things different and better, only to plunge the country into further problems. So, to start, let me quote something Ronald Reagan said in his 1984 State of the Union address. He said, "Let us be sure that those who come after will say of us that in our time we did everything that could be done." With that in mind, we can change. What can we change? So that our future generations will say that we did everything that could be done. In order to introduce this idea, I'd like to make it clear why I would be able to push this magnificent country to do everything that could be done. Ever since I was a child, I have always been a determined person. Once I put my mind to something, I will not quit until it is done. As a child, this meant sitting down for hours on end until my Lego Millennium Falcon was complete. Nowadays, it means not quitting until America is complete. What I mean by this is I won't give up on this beautiful country. I truly desire to see America at its best, and I'm determined to get it there. So, what does it look like to get America to the best possible state? What must be done so that future generations will remember us for doing all that can be done for our country? I believe this starts with making America safer. Our internal safety must be secure if we are to advance and improve in other regards. One of the biggest threats to this security has recently come from tragic yet common shootings. It seems that every week the breaking news is that innocent children are murdered at the place where they are supposed to be safe and secure, at their schools. School shootings are outright barbaric, and it saddens me to see them normalized. Unfortunately, most, if not all, current solutions to the problem of school shootings involve violations of our Second Amendment, which creates even greater problems for our country. As president, I will enact an executive order to create a police presence at and around school campuses. This will deter potential shooters, and it will quickly shut down an active shooter situation. The purpose of this order is to uphold and strengthen the Federal Commission on School Safety. With this in place, our country can begin to rest easy in safety and security. The next step is to get our country up to par with the other world superpowers. This involves two essential changes. Firstly, we need to convert to the metric system. While the majority of the world uses the metric system of base 10 SI units, the United States remains hindered by the uses of the obscure imperial system of measurement. Unit conversions, which are necessary when collaborating with foreign countries, are a potentially dangerous hassle that should not be necessary. In fact, NASA has lost hundreds of millions due to conversion errors, and it's only a matter of time before lives are lost due to such errors. As president, I will enact an executive order to change our units of measurement to the metric system as part of my duty to protect my country and to further execute the Metric Conversion Act of 1975. The second change would be to par with our fellow world superpowers, is to create stricter military regulations. Our military is the sole protection of our country, and it has become the protector of allied countries as well. As such, we have the responsibility to make sure our military is up to the task. Recently, our military standards have slipped for our armed forces to be more including. This is a huge mistake that jeopardizes the power and ability of our military. As President and Commander-in-Chief, I will make sure that our country is secure by making military regulations more strict. With our system of separation of powers, each branch of government checks and balances the power of the others. As the head of the executive branch, I am responsible for making sure that my branch of government is in the best position to positively influence the United States government as a whole. Part of improving the executive branch includes removing power from the Environmental Protection Agency. While the goals of the EPA may seem pure on paper, the agency seems to only punish small business owners and entrepreneurs for unimportant code violations. They have sued cities because the storm drains aren't perfect, while simultaneously dumping 3 million gallons of toxic sludge into a river in California. While the EPA should not be completely dissolved, they need to be strictly regulated and have a diminishment of power. With my responsibility of making individual actions within departments, I will ensure that the EPA refocuses on what is actually important by diminishing its power. Doing this will be a big step in improving the executive branch overall. These are just a few of the areas where we can make real progress for America. But for us to be able to do something, I need you to do something. I need you to vote. Let your voice be heard and do your part. I'm asking each and every one of you to join me, because together we'll build the country we know America can be. This election is about where we're headed as a nation, and with your support, our nation can be headed towards prosperity and completeness. Thank you all, and God bless America.